Hi friends, this is Andy with Ice of Rice. It's Chinese New Year's right now, so today I'm going to teach you how to make spring rolls, which has a special significance for this holiday. Here are all the ingredients that you'll need. Now we'll combine our wine, soy sauce, sugar, and sesame oil into our pork and mix thoroughly. And we'll take it to the stove. I'll also want to combine all the rest of our vegetables, minus the garlic. And mix that all together. First, we're going to cook our pork. The reason why we're cooking our pork ahead of time is because the spring rolls are only going to spend a couple minutes in the fryer. That's not going to be enough time for the meat to fully cook if it was going in there raw. So by cooking it ahead of time, we make sure that all our meat is completely cooked. And this is especially important for when we're dealing with pork or chicken. Once our pork is brown, we're going to remove it from the pan and then set it to the side. Now we're going to cook our vegetables. First goes in the garlic. And the reason why we're cooking our vegetables is for a sort of similar reason, but also is to help to extract some of the excess moisture, and this will help to keep our spring rolls nice and crispy. So the reason why spring rolls are so significant to Chinese New Year's is because the spring rolls are typically served during the Spring Festival. And that happens on the first day of the new year. And during the Spring Festival, we celebrate by eating things that are typically not available during the winter, which includes fresh vegetables. So then that's where the word spring roll comes from, is because of all the spring vegetables that are used to make it. Now that our vegetables are about done, we're going to add back in the pork. And our cornstarch slurry, which is going to help to thicken up all the excess moisture that came out from the vegetables. Now that this is done, we're going to put it in a bowl, set it aside, and let it cool completely. Now that our filling has completely cooled, it's time to start wrapping. I have some spring roll wrappers that I've covered with a damp paper towel, and I also have some egg wash made from 1 egg and about a tablespoon of water. Now we'll take one of our spring roll wrappers and be sure to place back our moist towel over the rest of the wrappers and rotate into a diamond formation with one corner facing you. We're going to put our filling, about a heaping spoonful, onto the lower half of our spring roll. Then we'll take a corner closest to you, fold it upwards, roll it over a little bit, take the left corner and the right corner, fold it inwards, then gently fold it all the rest of the way up. And we don't want to make it too tight or else it's not going to be flaky. Then we'll take some of our egg wash, brush it up along the corner, and bring it back up the rest of the way. And we'll just do that a few more times here. In Chinese culture, lots of things have double meanings. And this also applies to spring rolls. One of the things that makes spring rolls such a popular item during Chinese New Year's is because they also look like little gold bars once they're fried up. Having wealth and fortune for the new year is something that everyone desires. Besides this, there are also many other foods that have other meanings. For instance, having a whole chicken during dinner is very important. And when I'm saying whole, I also mean including the feet and the head. Because whole also means unity. And unity means having your family together, which is also very important in Chinese culture. Other foods include fish, because the word for fish in Chinese also sounds like the word for abundance. Another food that is very popular in Chinese culture are the dumplings, because dumplings also represent wealth. The shape of the dumpling looks like the small gold and silver ingots that used to be used in China in ancient times. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the egg rolls from Chinese American restaurants, and egg rolls and spring rolls share many similar qualities. However, egg rolls use a much thicker wrapper and also are mostly comprised of cabbage, pork, and celery. I'm sure you won't be surprised to hear that egg rolls actually don't really exist in China. In fact, the word egg rolls actually refer to a store pastry made from a crepe that's rolled into a tube, which ends up being very crunchy and sweet, so more of a dessert than anything else. And in restaurants, when people say egg rolls, they actually just use the same word for spring rolls. Spring rolls are always best when they're freshly made. So at this point, you could either put these into the refrigerator for up to 2 hours or freeze them and cook them whenever you're ready. Once you're ready to fry, heat up 1 inch of oil in a large pot over medium-high heat until you get it to about 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and then carefully place your spring rolls into the oil. Only place a few in there so you don't overcrowd the pot, because if the oil drops too suddenly, what you're going to end up with are soggy and oily spring rolls. And we're going to want to give them a flip after about a minute. And since the filling has already been pre-cooked, we don't have to worry about cooking the pork all the way through. We just need it to get it to a nice golden brown color. Once your spring rolls have become golden and crispy, place them onto a wire rack to drain off the excess oil and for it to cool down. Here are crispy spring rolls filled with juicy pork and fresh vegetables. Ready to share with your friends and family this Chinese New Year's or any time of the year. We hope you enjoyed our recipe, and please let us know if you have any questions or any ideas for further videos.